All right, guys, welcome back for live episode 157. Let's do it. Hello and welcome to the Liberated Millionaire podcast. Today concludes our week on things that I do differently that are weird. And again, this is just to inspire you, not to be weird, but rather to just choose to be non-standard. Choose to do your own thing, regardless of whatever the standard is, so that you can be the most efficient, the best you possible. That's what we're talking about today. That's what we're working on. And today I want to talk about how I celebrate different things than other people. Okay, this is pretty cool. I've been talking today about celebration. So if you didn't check out the YouTube channel, Living Life with Woody Rini, on the episodes, I've got everything, like all this content there every day. And in addition, right, if you need to get a little inspiration or need to learn how to celebrate life a little more, that's what I worked on today. And so I'd love it if you check those out on YouTube. But here we are on the podcast, live on Facebook and on YouTube, talking about what I do differently. And I think one of the things I do differently that you could take a cue from and maybe try yourself, just for fun, is celebrate different things. This is something I do that I think is really fun, and it's a consciousness thing, is I celebrate the cause of things, not the effect, and I celebrate the things based on their exponential potential. And so that's a couple ways I celebrate differently. And you might be like, Woody, thanks for the complicated words. Peace out. Like, I don't understand what you mean. So let me simplify it for you. When I say I celebrate a cause, okay, rather than an effect, and when I say I celebrate exponential, those are two things that you could be doing. Celebrating a cause means when you do something that you know is going to get a result, you celebrate it, okay? And so here's what I mean, right? When you want to get fit, right now I'm on a fitness initiative where I'm going to get completely shredded and like just model level, like six-pack, everything. And I'm on the beginning of that journey. It'll take me, a couple months to start getting some abs really good, and then another year or two to really get super fit. But it's just, a couple of years, not that hard actually. And so as I'm on that journey, right? When would I celebrate? At first when I was worried about my health or when I was worried about things, I would celebrate if I felt a little skinnier on a given day. But now what I do is I celebrate right after I work out, okay? For example, working out is the cause. Looking good is the effect. So why would I look in the mirror and celebrate that I look good on a given day, okay? That doesn't do anything. If I look in the mirror and look good, I'm like, oh yeah, like acknowledgement, like great. But if I work out right when I finish that workout, I should be freaking like celebrating through the roof because that workout is the thing that made me successful. And so that's the thing that deserves all the positive energy, right? And so most people go around celebrating accomplishments instead of celebrating the cause. And that like is so funny, right? And so you can change this about yourself and you can really do something different with yourself. So what I do, what I'm always doing is I'm celebrating when I have something that is like totally like massively powerful, but on the inside. And this is, again, today I'm talking about celebrating without external sanction. That's the other thing, is like struggling with needing other people. The reason we celebrate, okay, this is actually super important. The reason we celebrate all of these things, the reason we celebrate the outcomes is because other people can see it. And so we have this hidden belief that we can only celebrate if other people can see it and understand our celebration. And why do we have that? Because it's not normal just to celebrate being alive, okay? And that is the most absurd, ridiculous thing I've ever heard, okay? And yet that's how society operates. On average, people aren't celebrating, It seems to me like if you're alive, on average, you just always might want to be celebrating that fact that you woke up this morning. That's pretty cool, compared to earning some money or having an accomplishment or something, right? It might be pretty cool to celebrate the fact that you're literally alive and living and breathing in a human body that's just wonderful, okay? That's unbelievable. And you got to understand that that's not some hype or some fake, right? That's just a fact of life and the physics of life, that it's just a ridiculous miracle that you're alive and you're here, okay? So that's step one. And then what you see, right? Like some examples is, I remember, and I still do this, I always celebrate when I get back up again emotionally. I celebrate tolerating emotional pain. I think that's the thing I'm singularly best at, if you wanted me to pick an example. So meaning, my whole life, whenever I've had anxiety or challenges or whatever, I would, do my best to address it. And then right after I addressed it positively, let's say I had a chance to have an argument, but I came back and I did a good job of being calm and being nice and whatever, then I would celebrate the crap out of the fact that I was nice, right? Not over some relationship win or not over some amazing thing, but just celebrate that I had grown, right? And I like to celebrate tolerance of emotional pain, because tolerating emotional pain is the way you become happy, okay? Because there's this wave of withdrawal symptoms you really get if you choose to be happy. Because if you withdraw from all society's negativity, all the drugs that have been keeping you going, drugs like external validation, drugs like societal status, drugs like money, drugs like all that stuff. If you withdraw your attention from all of those things, there will be a void. And that void will start to get filled with all the pain of all those memories of all those things that you've previously had. And so I'm still in that process, honestly. I don't know if I'll ever be over it. You're kind of never over it. But I just have a feeling there's this amazing peace on the other side, so I keep going. But I have serious withdrawal symptoms from just emotionally challenging myself to my limits every day, to not gossip, not criticize, not be involved in negativity, all that stuff, right? And so it's extremely hard. But then when I do it right, I celebrate it. And to get a little meta, today I woke up and I could have easily been super negative. I had taken NyQuil the previous night because my throat and nose hurt, right? And of course, now my wife and I are worried. We're like, do we have COVID? Anything like that? Like, do we need to get checked? Even though we have none of the like COVID symptoms, we just have allergy symptoms. But it's just always so scary, whereas normally I'd just be like, it's allergies. And so, then I wake up and she's asking me like, how do you feel? What are your symptoms? And I want to just like throw the pillow at her and be like, could you just say like, I love you and I hope you feel better? Like, is that too hard? But, it's things like that where it's like, why would I care what she asks in the morning? Like, that's not on her. She's just being helpful, right? There's nothing wrong with that. And so I wake up and I'm thinking, oh yeah, like I want to celebrate, like, oh, here are my symptoms. I feel like sinus stuff and this, babe, like just in case it helps you to understand, it probably makes you feel at ease. I'd like to help you with that. And then, oh, now I'm going to go celebrate and go do this, right? Because what you'll know underneath is that, that you're kind of not celebrating because you feel like it would be awkward to celebrate when other people are anxious. So transparency, right? My wife seems anxious this week. She's really anxious about COVID. She's anxious about my family coming to visit us. And I just don't want to be anxious. I just want to be happy and celebrate. And so for me, it's kind of awkward to be around somebody who's anxious when I just want to celebrate. And so today I'm celebrating the fact that I'm celebrating anyway while being kind to her, while addressing her needs, while being nicer than I would be if I were in anxiety. And so that's something that I think is really cool and really important, right? Is to support other people. And when I say withdraw from negativity and criticism and always celebrate, I don't mean, right, you're like leaving other people in the dust. I mean, now you know that your function is love and kindness and happiness and all these great things, and that's your goal. And so you are just crushing it and helping them too. And so that's what I'm going to do today, is be a great support system for her and be amazing and helpful around the house and all this stuff because I'm celebrating, okay? And so specifically what I celebrate is every time I have an emotional win. My favorite thing to note is in my relationship, emotional win, not meaning over someone, meaning I chose to, be happy and I really had a great emotional outcome, even though it hurts right now. It hurts, right? Like, it hurts to be around other people for me sometimes because I'm a super introvert, right? And so all these things can hurt and you can be in pain but still celebrate. And so I'm really proud of that. But there's another thing that I do is that I don't think other people do. And this is kind of like, the episode I made on card playing experts and how they focus on the long term. I apply all of my celebration energy to things that work in the long term. And so what do I mean? Well, let's say I was at corporate work, right? In corporate IT. We would finish a project and celebrate. But honestly, I wouldn't feel like celebrating. I'd be like, okay, we did like a standard work project that's going to probably get decommissioned in a year and it's not that important to the world. Like, why are we celebrating? But I can tell you the thing I've celebrated most this year in terms of placing emphasis on the physical world. Like, what physical thing am I placing my celebration of focus on? And the answer is our digital artwork for Prince by Preetha. Our digital artwork is what I'm celebrating. And so let me tell you about this, right? We just started our business last year, and we're just this little baby business. It was so fun. We made about $12,000 last year, which is amazing, right? Think about that. Like, we had our own little business that we incorporated, and we ended up making $12,000. And now we had about $5,000, $6,000 in expenses. So we earned about $6,000, and then those got taxed, right? So in terms of a paycheck, right, we earned maybe $4,500 last year in terms of profit into our bank account, which, is probably a lot less than a standard corporate job's monthly, or probably about a standard corporate job's monthly take-home pay, right? And so, you may get paid that much on a monthly basis. I made that in 1 year just with this little baby business. But we were so happy for it because it's something that could grow into something exponentially bigger. And so similarly to how I wouldn't get excited about completing a project in corporate America, and I wasn't excited about the future, I wouldn't even get excited about my paycheck. This is wild, right? But it's very important to notice in modern life, because if this is you got to change something fast. Is if you're not excited to get your paycheck, you've got to change something, because it means you don't like your job, right? Like if you like what you do, you would be excited to get your paycheck. You'd be excited to get paid. Even my wife, like she'll come to me and she'll be like, guess what? I'm getting paid on the 10th this month, or I'm getting paid on the 15th, right? Because she likes her job. And so she's excited to get paid for her job as an attorney. Whereas when I was working in IT, it's not that I didn't like the people, but just I knew it wasn't right for me. And so even when I would get paid, I'd be like, well, money went into my bank account, so what, right? I wasn't excited. But earning the, $12,000 total, $4,000 profit, like in my pocket from our art business last year was so exciting because it has so much potential. But I want to take it even a step further. We got the most ridiculous, ludicrous, amazing, opportunity this year, the opportunity of a lifetime, it felt like, because our alma mater, Center College, bought a print of Center with a special 2020 logo that Preetha made for every single graduating senior. That was an over $5,000 sale, which is whoa, crazy, right? That's I've made it. I feel like I live on a yacht and sail around the world and I'm rich. I just had a business deal that paid me as much as a monthly paycheck from a corporate job. That's all I want. I don't need any more, right? And we haven't done that every month, by the way, right? So that's not normal. Normally we're making right around $1,000, $1,200 a month from our online sales. But that 1 month we made $6,000 because we made $5,500 from that deal and another $1,200. We made over $7,000, about $7,000, which was crazy. Okay. And so that seems like a lot of money. And you might think, well, Woody, thank you for bragging about yourself and making me feel good. But that's not actually the point of the story. The point is I was extremely happy about this. Why? Because it was a better outcome selling 400 prints at once than it was selling them one by one online. It's so much more work to sell them one by one online. So I celebrated the 400 at once way more, not because it was more money, but because it was a better outcome. But there's more, right? There's more, right? And that's not the thing I've celebrated the most this year. I've celebrated the most our digital print sales. So right now, right, I told you we do about 1,000 a month in paper orders, in our digital prints, which is the Black Lives Matter art Preetha made, which we are donating most of, we have made $86.30 in June. $86.30, 21 orders. Meanwhile, our paper order has had 27 orders, and we have made $927. And that Center print deal made us $5,625. So why am I so excited about $86.30? I'm telling you, when we sold the first thing and then we first priced it at just $250, and we're donating half the profits, half of the sale price of all of half of the profits. We're donating a third of the sale price for all of our Black Lives Matter stuff that we're selling. And so I'm barely profiting off this, guys. I'm not making a profit off the Black Lives Matter digital print we made or whatever, right? We're donating it, we're spending our time, we're advertising and spending that extra money. So we're not really making a profit. And yet I'm so excited about that monetarily. I'm celebrating it like a crazy person because I made a digital thing that I can sell and just earn from, guys. That's so exponentially powerful. And so in my art business, right, it's great to make a one-off piece of art like a painting, but that's hard to do and republish. So when Preetha made a print, that was even more amazing, right? And then when we started selling prints to gift shops so they could sell them for us, that was even more amazing. And then when we started doing these bulk orders for Center, right, that's even more amazing. But most amazing of all is now we have a digital item that we can sell that requires no printing, no anything. And so far we've made $86.30, and Etsy's going to take a small cut of that, 5%, and then we're going to donate half of that. And so I have made maybe enough to buy one takeout meal after tax. And yet I am over the moon. Guys, I'm over the moon because the potential for that is insane. The potential for that is amazing. There's so much more we could be doing in the future, right? And so this is the thing about life is Watching the little babies grow is the fun part. You don't want to be all grown up, right? Watching babies grow is great. Watching them nourish and grow. And so you might look at somebody who's doing better than you or more than you and be like, well, I want to be like them. But the truth is, if you're smaller than somebody else, you got a little baby. And so I've got this little art baby from Preetha's art business, these digital prints. And I've made $86 so far in a month. But that $86 to me feels like the most worth celebrating thing I've ever done to earn money. I've been a tennis coach and earned, a few $1,000s per summer. I've worked in work study and made more than that. I've been a resident assistant and made $350 a month. I've worked at an IT company and made between $64,000 and $80,000 a month, depending on when I was working, right? I've made bonuses, I've had benefits, and now I do none of those things. And I coach, and we sell art, and sometimes it makes a lot of money, and sometimes it doesn't, right? And it's mostly a Christmas season business, so we'll make more at the end of the year. But this digital file just inspired me to celebrate so much, and it was so wonderful. And I'm like, yes, this is amazing because it's something inspiring to people, helping them, but it's also just totally simple, a digital thing that we can put out there. So guys, I guess that's my message is there's 2 new ways to celebrate. First, right, you always want to be 3 new ways. You're celebrating your existence. That's always the baseline, okay, is exponentially more than anything else, right? Then my artwork, then my emotional, whatever. Celebrate the fact that you're alive. Celebrate it, okay? And you got to know that it may just be you and me who celebrate this way. The average person is not doing it. I can't figure out why, except that they got tricked into it. And so I'm going to be here doing it. So if you want to celebrate life, you always have me. I got your back. So that's one thing. But then the other thing is, if you want to celebrate to get more effects in the real world, the way you do that by applying your focus is, number 1, celebrate the causes, right? Celebrate after your workout. Don't celebrate when you look in the mirror and you look good. Celebrate the causes. And the second thing is celebrate the things with the exponential potential, right? I celebrate when I get a sale, sure, but when I got that digital sale, I didn't have to ship anything. I didn't have to worry about mail. I didn't have to stress about any of that. And so that's a huge deal. It's amazing. And I'm just so excited about that. And so that's how you celebrate, guys. But most of all, celebrate that you're alive. And I'm celebrating the fact that you're here listening to this. I'm celebrating that you're this person who wants to hang out with me and talk and celebrate life. So let's do it together, y'all. And just remember, I love you guys so much. I care so much, right? My heart is huge, and I'm out here every day, gladiator 7 days a week, doing this for you to make sure that you can have a place to feel loved and feel welcome, and my communities are always that. So if you need anything, just reach out. Have a great day, guys. All right. Woo! We did the podcast, pumped it out, save. Nice stuff, guys. Okay, so have a great day. I hope you all choose to celebrate and smile a little bit today because it's really, really worth it. It's contagious. And so if I make you smile, then you probably make somebody else smile. And who knows what could happen in the world if we all did that all the time. Guys, I'll talk to you later.